Okay, it is officially time for me to start creating a plan for the fall vintage market days and how I'm gonna sort through all of my stuff that I've been collecting over the last 2 years. I have been thrifting and collecting stuff with the intention of one day keeping it and decorating my house with it and some of the stuff to sell. And I just haven't gotten around to actually digging through my storage unit and sorting any of it out. And it's been weighing on me because it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff, it's a lot of work, and I just don't know where to start with it. So I've been putting it off. And that's why there's like nothing on my walls yet in the house. It looks like I'm very minimalistic when really I like stuff. And I want to decorate my house with a lot of stuff, but I want to be very strategic with it. And I want to make sure that the things I'm putting in my house are the things that I genuinely love and that bring me joy. So I need to figure out what it is that I'm going to keep and what it is that I'm going to sell at the fall vintage market. Last year I did a 10 by 10 booth and I made around $2,300. So this year I have a lot more stuff and I decided to go with the 10 by 20 booth. So I'm going to try to double my revenue and make $5,000 this year, which I think I can do because I learned a lot at last year's market. It was my first market. I had no idea what to expect, and now I can go into it with the insights that I have from last year's market. If you haven't watched that video yet, go back because it was so much fun to learn what sells, and I give the full profit breakdown on what I made at the market. So this year I have a much better idea of what I need to bring, but I need to create an actionable list of things to do so that I can get the ball rolling. So I have collected stuff, my trailer, in my storage unit, in my garage, and now there's already stuff starting to collect in the shed. So my plan is to empty out the trailer completely, empty the shed out completely, put everything in the garage so that I can start sorting through it and move the cleaned, finished, priced items into the shed and into the trailer and know that those are ready to bring to market. And then I can start sorting through all of the smalls, pricing them and putting them into the shed and putting the things that I want to keep that I genuinely love and decorate it into the house. And once I have all of the items that I know I love and want to keep, I'll have my mom come over and we will start putting stuff on the walls everywhere. But I have to sort the stuff first. Then once I sort through all of the smalls in my storage unit and decide what I'm going to put in the house, the next plan will be to clean, polish, price all of my furniture that I have that I'm going to sell in as-is condition. Things like, my antique wardrobe. I have some bookshelves. I have a shelf I already painted. And get all of that out of the way so I already know that I have some furniture pieces that will fill the 10 by 20 booth. And then I'm going to pull furniture pieces that I can paint in an assembly line, a mini assembly line. Things that don't need insane amounts of work, things I don't feel guilty painting, but I know that I can get them turned around quick so I can fill up the space. I'm going to be trying to prioritize the smaller and more easy to move pieces for painting because I think that that's what's going to sell better and it's just going to be easier on me. One of the big things I learned last year was that my booth was too full and it made it hard for people to walk around. So I don't know exactly how much furniture I'm going to bring. I'd rather have backups. But I do want to make sure that my booth is easy to walk around this year rather than it being tight and confined. And then I need to order another tent. I need to order rugs because the rug I brought last year got ruined and it was so hard to keep clean. So I'm going to order outdoor rugs, which will work out perfectly because then I can put it in this outdoor space so it's not going to waste. Once I'm done with this vintage market in November, my plan is to move on to the outside of the house. I'm going to paint the interior doors, but then I'm going to be moving on to pressure washing and painting this house. So I have to order another tent, the rugs. I need to figure out a way to hang artwork from the booth. And then finally, I want to bring clothes this year. I'm gonna bring clothes to the market because I had a little mini clothes rack last year and it did so well. I sold a lot of clothes. So I wanna make sure that I can fill this antique wardrobe that I thrifted and another clothes rack full of fall jackets and purses. And I think I'll do a lot better this year. Yeah, it's crazy how much writing all this out just helped my brain so much. So enough talking. I am going to go and start pulling stuff out of my trailer. Ugh. Yeah, let's get to it. Since I've bought this house, I've now been buying a lot more household cleaning products, and I've realized that most of them have a lot of unnecessary chemicals. And one of the major ones was my laundry detergent. So thankfully I found the sponsor of today's video, EarthBreeze. EarthBreeze's eco-friendly laundry detergent sheets are free from any harsh chemicals, and they eliminate the need for any single-use plastics and reduce the shipping carbon footprint because of how lightweight they are. So no more heavy plastic jugs and making a sticky mess with your laundry. Just a lightweight, pre-measured sheet that dissolves in the wash and gets the job done. Most popular detergents are packed with harsh chemicals that can irritate your skin, mess up your hormones, and cause allergic reactions. One of these is optical brighteners that sticks to your clothes like glue, and it doesn't even clean your clothes. All it does is trick your eyes into thinking that your laundry looks brighter and cleaner. And you can even see these chemicals under a black light, and it's pretty gross. I know that I don't want that stuff around my home, and with EarthBreeze, I feel so much better knowing that I'm not exposing myself to harsh chemicals. If you want a powerful clean without all the unnecessary chemicals, try EarthBreeze. It's super easy to switch, and if you're not completely satisfied, they have a great money-back guarantee. And right now you can try EarthBreeze for up to 40% off, plus 4 free gifts at earthbreeze.com/flippedbyabby. Let's let the prep begin. I don't even remember what's in here. My problem is I can never pass up anything that's free. Oh my God. I found this at the thrift store the other day, even though I said I'm not buying any more inventory, because it's a perfect checkout stand. It was like too good to be true. Look at that. Hello and welcome to the vintage market. Put my little stuff here. They actually said they were so close to throwing this away at the thrift store because they didn't even know what it was for. But it's literally perfect. I can put all my supplies down here and have it hidden away. And then I can put my little Flipped by Abby sign right here. It's gonna be so cute. Wow, that smells terrible. But it's super cool. I don't know if somebody will even actually buy this. I'm gonna clean it up anyways though and just see. It's got these really cool photographs in here. So I just Googled it and this trunk is actually from the late 1800s. So that is really cool. This was given to me for free. What a cool piece. The leather straps are broken off of it, but I'm gonna clean it up. I wonder if I can find an actual date on this one. It has these little old wheels. That's neat. I mean, this is just such a cool piece of furniture. I have no idea how old it is, but I couldn't say no to it. The problem is, I don't know what to do with the cushion situation. I think I would just have to get like completely new cushions, which might be super expensive. Like, could this even be restored? I do not recall what's in here. We're gonna play a game called Trash or Treasure. I think that these are all stainless. It's all rusty. Do people like this stuff? This one's cool. Can these be restored? I might hold on to some of this stuff and look it up. This is super cute. I could definitely take this to the market. If I could get it open. Oh God. Oh, how cute. Look at these. I think most of this stuff isn't worth anything, but if Cracker Barrel wants to get their branding back, hit me up. Look at this. What? Have you ever seen something like this? Boonton. Made in Boonton. Tupperware. It's all scratched up though. It looks like trash. I don't know. Are these trash or are they treasure? So everything that I'm pulling out of this trailer right now is actually stuff that I got for free from one of my dad's good friends. So I'm just kind of sorting through it and trying to decide what's worth keeping, maybe what's not worth keeping. So let me know. Do you guys know if these are worth anything? I mean, I can Google image search them. They do have a lot of like cut scratches all over them. And my concern with the windows is lead paint. There's some really nice solid wood windows that could be used for decorating, but a couple of them I think are a little bit concerning. So I might sort through and pick out the ones that don't have much paint, but some of this stuff has potential. I think there's some cool ones in here. I really like these ones. It doesn't have paint. So a lot of the stuff that I get for free is actually from knowing people who are either in like contracting or junk removal businesses or both. And it's really good to just let people know the business that you're in. A lot of people don't want to deal with getting rid of this stuff, but they also feel guilty getting rid of it. So you can get a lot of goodies for free if you just tell people what you're into. This has actually already been stripped. Holy lead paint. Sometimes I really do need to be more particular with what I take. the problem is that I see potential in everything. And I always think, oh man, this would make a good furniture flip video. But then I never get around to the furniture flip video. Oh God. Okay, now the plan is that anything that goes back into that trailer is ready to take to market, which is none of this yet. So I need to decide what in here I want to keep, what needs to go to Goodwill, and what needs to go to the dump. This piece is definitely not coming to the market with me because it needs too much work, but could be a potential furniture flip video later on. This piece is already stripped, so I'm gonna seal this one and bring it to the market. That's a quick project. These, I think I'm gonna throw in the dishwasher and bring them, maybe just sell them for like $1 each, because somebody might like them. The windows, I am torn on because I think they might have lead paint, but I can definitely keep at the bare minimum this one that's not painted. This chest is from the 1800s, so I can't get rid of it, but it kind of smells and I don't know how somebody would use it. So open to ideas with that. And then this piece is also really old, but it seems like too much of a project for me to take on. So I think that that one's gonna go to the thrift store. And then the coffee table that I took out, I was thinking about using for the house, but I ended up going with an ottoman. So I'm just gonna list that on Facebook Marketplace. All right, now that that trailer is empty, I can start cleaning and pricing stuff. I've got a lot of work. Everything that's finished is going into that shed. And then I might actually try to keep my little trailer empty, just in case. My friend Megan and I are actually gonna share a U-Haul for the vintage market, so I wanna keep my trailer for those like in-between days when I wanna restock. So it's probably best that I just keep it empty. And also, you know, if something comes up on Facebook Marketplace. Oh God. In case you didn't know what it was like living in Florida, this is what it's like living in Florida. I think I'm gonna have to make a run for it. Okay, it's kind of slow. Yep, I gotta send it. I might be tempted to paint these a different shade of green, but we'll see how they look in the house first. I think these are supposed to be bent up. It's causing the paint to flake a little bit. Wow. Those must have been in the garage. I wonder how it would look if I put both of them in here. I have to wait for the bulbs to come in the mail. Oh my gosh, I think it looks so cute. I'm excited to see what it looks like with the window treatments. I got a cord situation over here I gotta figure out. It's really cool that I was able to find 2 of these lamps because I can actually bring the other one to the vintage market now. So if you also really love this lamp, it's gonna be for sale. Well, the other one's gonna be for sale. It actually has been quite a while since I've had a thrift haul as good as the one that I had this past weekend. And it's really because the store had such good prices. Like sometimes I see good stuff that I would buy, but I just can't justify spending like $7 for a little item when my plan is to sell it. I won't be able to turn a profit. So a lot of stuff I leave behind, but this store was so affordable that I was able to pick up a lot of really good stuff for really good deals. And I got a ton of these frames that are empty because I found a book that has really pretty like floral houseplants in it, and I'm gonna put it in the frames. Because the book itself I could probably only sell for a few dollars, and then the frames really only a few dollars each. Well, not this one, this one's gorgeous. This one was only $2. But I figure if I put a lot of the artwork inside of the frames, then I should be able to sell them for a little bit more and create a little gallery wall in my booth. I didn't realize this was like a wedding frame. It's got the 2 little rings. Still cute though. Somebody might like it. Holy crap. I didn't realize how much it was. Ignore all this stuff. This is stuff I put to the side that I want to decorate my house with. But this is this weekend's haul that I'm going to be bringing to the vintage market. Holy crap. I got so much good stuff. And it's crazy how it all somehow ended up being like fall themed and colors. With the colors on this pillow and this oil painting, literally ties together perfectly. I can't believe this painting was only $5. It is so cute. And then the reds just go so nicely with this lamp that I found, which is normally out of my style, but for some reason I was so drawn to this lamp. I think that red is making a comeback, and I think that silver is making a comeback. These are my predictions. They honestly go kind of nice together too. But just look at the prices on some of these things. Like, that was expensive because it was Goodwill. And it's really not even my style, honestly. But it's cute, little like postmodern. I feel like somebody will like it. The reds in this fruit painting, it's all very fall. $1. Can you believe that? $1. Insane. This egg tray was $3. Normally, these are like $10 at the thrift store. Got some really, really pretty stuff for the table that I think would look so cute for Thanksgiving. And again, I just couldn't pass it up. It was $2 for this set. The mashed potato holder, I know this joker is gonna sell. How cute for Thanksgiving, you put your mashed potatoes in there on the table. Can't believe that was only $5. And then last year I had a lot of these shelves sell, so I'm picking them up whenever I can, even if I don't like the finish. Like That one I'm just gonna clean and polish up. But this one, it's a little boring. I'll probably like swap out these hooks with some old antique furniture knobs and paint it. This little stool is really cute for $4. I mean, come on. The lady at the thrift store thought that I was crazy because my cart was overflowing like crazy. But I told her I just couldn't pass this stuff up. It was such a good price. And she asked me, what are you gonna do with that little stool? And I said, I'm gonna put my feet on it when I poop. I don't know why I said that, because I'm clearly gonna bring it to the vintage market, but I thought it was funny. And then there was tons of frames at this one store that were just like so cheap. 50 cents for these little solid oak frames. And yeah, they're really simple, probably wouldn't sell for much as is. But I had this book that I found for free at a yard sale. The book itself is in pretty rough condition, but when you open it up, there's so many pretty pictures. Oh gosh, I should actually keep that one because that fits my Florida vibe. But there's so many pretty houseplant pictures. So I'm gonna put them in the frames and then sell them. Create like a gallery wall at the market. Oh, that's beautiful. Like, how pretty is that? And there's all different sizes so I can fit the frames. A lot of really pretty mid-century stuff in here. So it fits really nicely with the style of these simple oak frames. This, like, honestly, is so cute. I'm not typically into like the cottage stuff, but it's really cute and I can appreciate it. And I thought that it would be so perfect for Thanksgiving coming up. This frame's probably my favorite find, honestly, of the whole trip. $4. It is just insane. I don't know what picture I'm gonna put in here, but I think that I'm gonna have to keep this one. Simply because, I mean, the green and the gold just fit my style so well. $4. Incredible. Then I got some little espresso mugs that I probably will actually keep. It's a little piece of pottery. It was only $1, why not? I grabbed these for displaying at the market. And then I'm actually gonna be trying to sell more clothes this year because the clothes did really well. So I found a couple things. I found this little vest with really pretty tapestry pattern. I think it's vintage based on the tag. Really pretty silk tie. I got a belt, a leather belt. Actually, that's for me. Some vintage skirts. And then this leather jacket was actually the most expensive thing, I think, in the haul for $15, but it's real leather, so I think I can turn it for a profit. I really, really like the way that this haul has so many reds and oranges and browns and greens and pinks. I think it's gonna tie together really nicely in the booth and look very fall. Golly, this is a mess. So my strategy for pricing stuff for the market, I think, is a little bit different than a lot of other people. A lot of people will take what they paid for the item and either times it by 3 or times it by 5 or have some sort of formula. I don't really like that strategy because thrift store prices are so variable. So like, I bought these frames for 50 cents I'm not gonna sell them for $1.50. I'm gonna think in my mind like what I think is a fair price that I would pay for this item in somebody else's booth. Because I'm honestly a customer to these vintage booths as well. And then there's another group of people who I think price their items based off of a Google image search and seeing how much it's going for online. And I also think that that's not reasonable either, because just because something is listed for that price online doesn't mean it's going to sell for that price. However, I do like to Google image search almost all of my items because I don't want my customer to be able to Google image search the item and find it on eBay for cheaper. So I want my price to be less than the eBay price plus shipping, because you're not gonna have to pay shipping. I really don't want people to be able to get the item significantly cheaper online than they can in my booth. If it's like a small percentage more expensive in my booth, that's not a big deal, because sometimes people are willing to do that because they don't want to wait for shipping. But I do like to Google image search just so that I have an idea of what it's going for, not because I'm trying to rip people off. Because at the end of the day, I just want stuff to sell. And I want my customers to feel like happy and excited when they find the item, the same way that I was excited when I found the item. I don't want them to like have to pick something up and be like, oh my God, I love this. And then flip the price tag over and be like, oh my God, no, I can't afford that. Which granted, that's gonna happen sometimes anyways, because I can't give thrift store prices, but at the end of the day, I want my customers to be happy about the item that they're going home with and not like, oh, I can't believe I spent that much money. I heard a saying recently, a good deal is when it's something that both parties were slightly uncomfortable with. So that's how you know it was a good, fair deal. So I want to let it go for slightly less. Hopefully this is all making sense. So like, for example, this ceramic potato here, it is marked, but let's Google image search it. Vintage ceramic potato. It's also good to look these things up too, because sometimes it helps with the label. I'm not really sure what material things are made of sometimes, or what era they're from. And a lot of times customers will like to know that. Okay, so there's one sold out on Etsy for $50. One sold for $25. There's one listed on eBay for $10, but that is the smaller version. It's like a baked potato size. $43. The baked potato small one's $30. Okay, I actually can't find this one online. Here we go. $33. They're all the smaller baked potato one. Oh, here's one for $25. Then there's probably $10 shipping. So to me, $35 sounds like a fair price for this potato dish, which would be perfect for Thanksgiving. I like to reuse wherever I can. Gonna wrap her up, pack her away for market. So I've made some good progress with pricing stuff for the vintage market so far, and I have a lot of furniture in my storage unit that I think is going to fill up the 10 by 20 really nicely. I'm going to start on that next week, but I have a few boxes of smalls here and then the stuff over in the shed that I've already priced, and I do not have enough smalls at all. One of the biggest critiques I got last year with my booth was that I didn't have enough smalls in a 10 by 10. And I have less smalls than I started with last year. So I actually have quite a bit of thrifting and cleaning and pricing that I need to do before this market next month. So there's definitely going to be a lot of thrift trips coming up, and just like quick running into Goodwill as I'm driving by it type of situations. So these boxes are pretty much just full of stuff from last year. Nothing crazy. So not a whole lot right here. But then in here, I also have all the stuff that I'm decorating with, and whatever's left over that I can't find a spot for on my walls, we'll end up going to the vintage market. But let me show you what I have so far in the shed. Right now over here is just kind of like my camping, fishing stash that I will eventually organize. Paddleboard I got off Facebook Marketplace. I have all of these antique old windows too. I don't know if I'm gonna bring them all to the market. Honestly, I might as well because I have a big space. So I'll probably just clean those and sell those like 20 bucks each. And then I pulled a few of them that I liked a little bit more and priced at like $25, $30. Apparently some people like to decorate with them, but this is what I have so far. I've got my rugs I ordered. I have my tent I ordered, and the other tent is in my storage unit. I have some shelves. I have the other lamp because I only want to keep one of them. This is the same lamp I got for my living room. I have a little bit of art over here, not much right now. And then just lots of like wicker baskets, tapestries, florals, purses. I'm trying to collect leather purses to sell. Just any cute vintage purses. Little jewelry box, little shelves. This is just the stuff I have finished pricing. I still have a lot more in my storage unit. And then I'm gonna be selling jackets, vintage skirts, vintage vests. Look at this Christmas vest. Pretty denim vest. Just cute vintage clothes. It's an easy sell. So I'm gonna be taking like some quick trips in and out of the thrift stores as I drive by them. But what I really need to do is get over to my storage unit and start cleaning and pricing the stuff in there, because I have a lot of furniture in there and I want to focus on the smaller furniture and also the furniture that I can kind of just polish and sell as is first, to get that out of the way and done. And then I'm going to take the pieces that I want to paint and I'm going to run a little assembly line of furniture painting again. Not a massive scale one, but maybe like 4 pieces. And then I should be gearing up and getting ready to have a successful event this year. Today my friend Megan is on her way over to help me start sorting through this storage unit. I've really been putting it off because it's quite overwhelming, but my game plan is to clear out some space so that I can start organizing by what's ready to bring to market, what's not ready to bring to market. And I'm gonna tackle the furniture pieces first that I'm just polishing, cleaning, bringing as is. I'm gonna move those to a section of the unit, and then I'm gonna pull a couple of pieces that I'm gonna paint for the market, and then I just gotta clean and price and clean and price. And anything that's really like a project piece that I don't have time for might just end up sitting in here for longer or going to the thrift store. But I really have to start cleaning and making it so that I can walk in here, because I've been lacking clarity. It's very overwhelming when you have a lot of stuff and you just feel like you always have so much stuff to do. So I really just need to purge. I purged my house the other day and took a huge load to the thrift store, and it just felt so good. I'm just realizing that I need to be a little bit more particular with the stuff that I buy. Step 1, create a path of travel. Just kidding, I have a path to travel. Oh, I don't know where to start. I think that I am going to break down all of my shelves and actually bring them home to the house so that I have more space to work with in here. And all of the smalls, I'll just go ahead and start boxing them up for the market. And I also have this empty shelf I can put stuff on. So that's going to give me quite a bit of square footage to start moving furniture. This is just ridiculous. I honestly don't feel like breaking them down. This is so overwhelming. Girl, it goes deep. My plan right now is to honestly downsize, but it's like, where do you even freaking begin? I pulled these shelves out because they're just kind of taking up space. Yeah. I'm gonna bring them to the house, So I'm gonna like try to create a corner of like stuff that's ready to go to the market. Isn't that adorable?
So cute. I was just unloading the truck and Megan goes, are those the ashes?
Why are the ashes in your trunk? Well, you see, the thing is, they've been in my garage and now I gotta do something with them. I gotta get rid of them. So we're gonna
Spread them.
we're gonna spread the ashes today. And then, but then what do we do with this?
Donate the box back?
Really? Should I give it back to City Thrift? I bought it from City Thrift.
I don't know.
I
It
think
was just there.
I think that we should
You sell it at market would be crazy work.
oh my god, viral viral ash container, $1,000. It's honestly really cute.
No, it's gorgeous.
What if I kept it?
That's what you wanted to do to begin with, right?
Yeah,
Before you found out there was pet remains.
or human.
It's a tiny human.
What if I kept it? What if I brought it to Vintage Market Days?
Wait, no, you should put it in a. I can't believe I'm holding this.
The colors are so
No, it's
pretty.
gorgeous. I love how it says not for food use, may poison food on the bottom.
We're going to hell. I think we just need to
Spread the ashes respectfully and then,
donate it back to the City Thrift.
yeah.
Oh. Yeah. I think I might keep this butt basket for over my kitchen cabinet.
Cute. It would match your colors.
Damn, why don't I have more metal? I just like sticky metal in the... Okay, so I did end up putting that basket above my kitchen cabinets and it looks so cute. I know I said that I was gonna get into the polishing the furniture and the storage unit in this video, but I had so much stuff sitting on top of all of the furniture that Megan had the idea that I should just go ahead and finish boxing up all of the smalls in the storage unit. So we made good progress on that. So now next week I can come in and I can start moving and rearranging furniture in the storage unit and seeing what furniture I have to bring to market. The next video is actually going to be back to the house projects because I can't show you, but I'm looking all around me and I got my curtains. This is Abby from the future. I got my curtains. I decorated the house with tons of my vintage stuff, so I'm really excited to show you that video next week. And then we'll be getting back to the Vintage Market Days stuff because I have tons of furniture to paint and I'm gonna do an assembly line, throw it back, and just be super productive. But yeah, I'm just like all giggly and smiley right now because this house finally feels like a home, but I can't show you yet.